Ani, soy el Guille. ¿Qué tal?
In Terrassa, near Barcelona, squatters occupy an empty apartment building. They have nowhere else to live, so they live here, illegally. The father, Antonio, says it's their only choice. They're occupying this gleaming new apartment owned by the same bank that ordered their eviction. Guillem Domingo runs an organization helping Antonio's family.
There are lots of people that are occupying, who are kicking the doors of the buildings down because they don't have another option.
Like the other squatters in the building, 35-year-old Nicole Polanco lost her job as a nurse's assistant. Then she lost her home.
You can't just live on the street. There are so many empty buildings that will never have occupants, whether through selling or renting.
Spain is not Greece. It is the fourth largest economy in Europe. But like Greece, Spain's middle class is falling into its own economic abyss. Looking at Spain, you see a modern, wealthy, productive nation. What you don't see under the surface is that Spain faces economic collapse. The European Union has crafted a bailout to try to prevent it. Economist Juan Ramon Rayo.
Spain, both the banking sector but also the government sector, is about to go into bankruptcy.
A collapsed real estate bubble created a banking crisis and 2 million unsold new housing units. The number of bad loans has reached an 18-year high, with one collection agency sending out debt collectors dressed as monks to appeal to the consciences of debtors in this historically Catholic nation. But Spain's problems are much deeper than a banking crisis. Unemployment is at the depression level of almost 25%, with an astounding jobless figure for adults under 25 of 53%. The economy shrank for the third straight quarter, and vital capital is leaving the banking sector. With 1 in 4 unemployed, more and more families are losing their homes. Near Barcelona, a group called Platform of People Affected by Mortgages is trying to prevent evictions and force the banks to allow the homeless to live in unsold housing.
We are 80 to 100 people who came together to fight the banks. The banks have destroyed thousands of families who have been left on the street, homeless and in debt for life.
Many Spaniards have signed mortgages that they must pay off even after they've lost their home to foreclosure. It means financial ruin for many, like this woman who told us she was desperate to save her home.
If they take my house, I'll go back into it, because if I have to pay the mortgage for the rest of my life anyway, then I will stay in my house and they can throw me in jail.
Cuts in welfare have already sparked some Greek-style street battles. The economist Rayo says much of Spain's suffering could have been prevented if the Spanish government had not gone on a spending binge during the boom years near the turn of the century.
If we haven't increased spending from 2002 to 2007, the bubble years, right now we wouldn't have a deficit, even though the falling of our revenues and even though the increase in unemployment.
Now Spain is paying the piper, or more precisely, Spanish families are paying. Shortly after we visited Manuel Barhuey and his family near Castellón, they were evicted and left with a mortgage they'll still have to pay. Their dream of home ownership long gone.
We were thinking this would be our house for life, but it's not, and there's nothing we can do. God will say what happens.
Dale Hurd, CBN News, Madrid.